Going on YouTube? Kryptonian here today, and the purpose of my video for today was I just wanted to bring up some things I noticed here. First and foremost, I happened to run across Jacob Israel's one of his live, or not live stream, maybe it was a live stream, I'm not too sure. There was a video though where he talked about Intel doing a quantum computing chip, and one of the things he noticed was that there was plus symbols on it, as you see here. They're testing a tiny new spin qubit chip. The behavior of that single electron, which can be a multiple spin state, simultaneously offers vastly greater computing power than today's transistors, and is the basis of the quantum computing. Now, I know it always was D-Wave, but it's funny now to see that so many of these other companies are coming out with their own quantum chips. The plus symbol is what really grabbed my attention because I've noticed it's everywhere. Just like I've been noticing obelisks and those Roman architectures, this one stuck out to me too. And of course, I'm going to show my examples here. So, what made me first think about it is I used to be a red card holder in the state of Colorado. And for those of you that don't know what that means, that's basically where I'd get medical marijuana to avoid doing opioids. I had some issues growing up with my left arm. That's a long story. Not going to get into all that. However, I noticed that the plus symbols, as you guys see here, these symbols seem to be everywhere in a lot of different things. So besides here, like we're seeing now, I started digging more and more into it. And of course, you know, the medical cross, that's what made me think about it too. And, you know, as I started digging, I started noticing that, you know, this is actually more prominent in a lot of things. If you notice here, the Swiss flag has a lot of them. That's their symbol. And then, you know, as I was sitting there digging into this, I started looking at companies like Alfa Romero. Now, I find it even more crazy that besides having the plus symbol, they have a serpent for some reason as their logo. I'm going to cover that maybe in a future video. The Chevy logo. And yeah, I know, Chevy's had its own Mandela effects with the extra E not being there anymore. I'm a guy that remembers it. The bear logo also has a cross. BMW logo. And I know that the way it's set up, but I mean, if you look at the one to the far right here, you know, that image right there, I mean, that's strictly a plus. Lincoln. It's just crazy. I don't quite understand it. I don't see why they have it. Blue Cross Blue Shield. You know, and as I dug more and more into it, I started stumbling across other things. Nazi cross, ancient, you know, or basically Germany before the Nazis took over World War I. The Knights Templar. Masonic cross. They got their own. Crazy that they actually sell these rings. I was like, why would I want to buy a Masonic ring? So then as I was digging, I started looking into the medical symbol. I know you guys have seen this. I mean, I don't know if it's everywhere. I just know like here in the States. And I started noticing that asterisk. Now, what made me go about the asterisk is besides the RX symbol, I did come across this information about they say it's for the RX, but it was the Chi Rho. for the Japanese tank, sometimes called Chi-Ro, known as I'm not even going to try to read that, but is one of the earliest forms of Christogram formed by superimposing the first two capital letters of Chi and Rho of the Greek word Christos in such a way that the vertical strokes intersects. And see, while I was reading this, then I got into the monogram. Now the monogram, and hang on guys, I'm sorry that the stupid system with that. Let's bring that up again. Sometimes things work for me on my phone, sometimes they don't. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it up so I can show you. Because this actually, yeah, whatever. Early sort of Christian monogram looks like a spoke wheel, sometimes with a circle. And why that's got brought up was as I started looking into that more and more, then of course it made me think about one in particular symbol. You see what I'm saying, guys? I'm not understanding a lot of this. I mean, it's just really weird that they're all here. Made me think about The Price is Right. They had a similar symbol. When I was starting to dig into my research with this, that's the first thing I thought about was how this was all over the place. On their, you know, you see it right here. And then I came across this as well. I mean, it's weird. It's like, why does it have that up in the upper corner for the 2018 Olympics that just recently took place? FedEx, Kinko's. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now I know they have a little bit more, but it was just really, you know, again, as I was stumbling across images and kind of looking at these things, you know, that got put into my face. The more I started thinking about it, the more I realized that some of the actual flags, like the British flag, actually, if you look at it, it actually has both, in my opinion. I mean, it looks like the way it's set up, you either see the cross or you see that other one. What we would know as an asterisk is what I kept calling it. So then I started looking in to see if there are any other flags. And, I mean, guys, look at this. There's tons. See what I'm saying? Why? Why is this all over the place? Of course, now Google's going to be difficult. It knows I'm actually probably trying to show stuff. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that, and then I wanted to show you guys this. I ran across this when I was looking for some pictures. This threw me off, man, and I wanted to get you guys' take on this. And it starts with the Omniverse Theory. Multiverse theory says there's an infinite number of universes that represent each and every possibility that could ever exist. The Omniverse Theory goes one step further and says that there's an infinite number of multiverses that represent different arrangements of these universes. Basically, it warps everything in one additional layer of mind-boggling infinity. Basically, the Omniverse Theory creates a loophole in logic for there to be worlds that form networks between themselves. The worlds that don't, without messing up their hierarchy of such a system, there would still be worlds that never connected. We are basically facilitating part of the theory that everything that can happen will happen in some universe, since universes linking together is always one possible event if it is done artificially in a simulation. So when I got to that point, I was like, well, what is this website about? Now check this out. Make money off your devices, your interest. I mean, it was like, what the heck is this? I mean, look at it, guys. Quantum antivirus, quantum computing, quantum firewall, AI containment, quantum physics. I mean, it was weird. And then it says, look, you notice that at the bottom, guys? Sell your unused processor power. Like, what? So I was like, man, I got to find out more. What is this about? Home of a quantum firewall for AI defense, built by reclaimed waste and excess CPU power from our users' devices in the Internet of Things we offer. Sorry, guys, that was something on my eBay notifying me. Fitting control certificates and contain. I mean, it was like, what? I don't know, guys. You know, the last thing I wanted to sum up here. And I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I saw someone in the Mandela Researchers group post this on Facebook, and I read this a while back. I just obviously at the time I didn't have a way to show you guys. And that's basically that CERN has shut down. Well, now I believe they are because it's just being announced again. But that basically we're going to close down the Large Hadron Collider, and they want to build a bigger Super Hadron Collider, so now the SHC, for more power. And I got two questions. Number one, why? See, look, for decades, I mean, that's the part when I read it. An International League of Scientists is kicking off a decades-long process for developing the successor of the Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator. More than 500 scientists gathered in Berlin, Germany, and that was May 29th to June 2nd. This was actually 2017, by the way, to discuss further particle physics. Long story short, they were actually looking to get more power. Why? Why do we need more power? I mean, look, and then I stumbled across this part. If you see here, in 2012, the LHC confirmed the existence of the Higgs boson, the last unseen element particle in the standard model of physics, the one giving mass to all matter in the universe. But finding the Higgs boson ended up leaving physicists with more questions than answers. So, you know, it leaves me the question whether or not they had something to do with it. I'm leaning more towards because of things like this. Especially since it seems like a lot of us, for the most part, woke up in 2012. But I'll leave a link to this in the description so you guys can see it. Last thing I wanted to cover was back on my first topic about just some of the stuff I noticed here when I was on Google Earth pertaining to my symbols. And first thing you're looking at here, this is actually the Vatican City in Italy. And if you notice, it looks just like some of those symbols I was showing you. Which, again, that left me to go, why? You know, why is this here? I mean, obviously you can't see it if you're at ground level, but I was on Google Earth is when I noticed it. So I had to snap this photo for you guys. And then this is actually Flagler College. It used to be a church. This is in St. Augustine, Florida. And I noticed that right there in the center of their college from the Google Earth. And then the reason why I screenshotted that first symbol was when I was looking at the way it was set up, the first thing it reminded me of was that. You guys see what I'm saying? I mean, the axe at the top and the X. I know that's supposed to be a P, but if it looks like, or a sword, maybe even through it, but to me I started seeing the exact similarities between the two symbols. So that was it. I just basically wanted to kind of throw these out here to you guys, get your guys' opinion like always. And again, I think not only all you guys for your support, I thank you to all the new subs yet again. I appreciate that you guys want to come over and check me out, see what I have to offer and I'm talking about. Because it does rattle my brain sometimes, just some of these things that I see. And yet, you know, I I don't know if I'm going crazy. I don't know if I'm losing my mind. I just don't know. So that's it. I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.